Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Let me introduce myself before. My name is Fasiha Al-izhar. My student number is 57. Okay, in this very special opportunity, I'd like to share to you about one of my favorite journal from Olasil and Emra entitled COVID-19 Pandemic and Online Learning, the Challenges and Opportunities. So, stay tuned and happy watching! Firstly, we must know what is coronavirus. According to WHO, a novel coronavirus, as known as COVID-19, was discovered in the last month of the year 2019 in a seafood market in Wuhan. The World Health Organization has described COVID-19 as a pandemic that has posed a contemporary threat to humanity. This pandemic has successfully forced global shutdown of several activities, including educational activities, and this has resulted in tremendous crisis response in migration of universities with online learning service as the educational platform. Online learning is the use of the internet and some other important technologies to develop materials for educational purpose, instructional delivery, and management of program. For online learning to be effective and efficient, instructor, organization, and institution must have comprehensive understanding of the benefits and limitations. So, in this research discusses the challenges and opportunities in online learning. There are some of challenges in online learning, such as technology, socio-economic factors, human and pet intrusion, digital competence, assessment and supervision, and lastly is heavy workload. So, let's go to the first slide.
Technology. Online learning in its entirety is dependent on technological devices and internet. Instructors and students with bad internet connection are liable to be denied access to online learning. So, the dependency of online learning on technological equipment and the provision of the equipment was a big challenge for institutions, for faculty, and for learners. And the second challenge is socioeconomic factor. Students with low socioeconomic background will definitely find it difficult to migrate as early as expected since they cannot come to school due to the pandemic. So, the students with low socioeconomic are difficult to get connection or equipment during the online learning. The next challenge is human and pest intrusions. Human and pest intrusion here is the unexpected appearance or interruption of family members, friends, and or pets that may cause disruption of diversion of online learning participants' attention during the online teaching and learning process. In example, while online learning are in progress via video conference and someone's pet like cat or dog will walk across the table. And the next challenge is digital competence. Digital competence is the group of skill, knowledge, and attitudes needed when using digital device to perform responsibilities such as problem solving, information management, collaboration with respect to effectiveness, efficiency, and ethics. Students and instructors with low digital competence are liable to lag behind in online learning. The next challenge is assessment and supervision. In online learning, assessments are often carried online where the instructors are limited to practice supervision of learners, making it impossible to regulate and control teaching. There are several student testing formats that are applicable with electronic learning and according to Austerland, such ICT and changes. Testing format included constructed response, performance-based formats, sentence completion, also answer matching, true false, and clause procedure. And the last challenge is heavy workload. The quick and sudden digital transformation process of universities has hooked workload on ICT units of institutions to build electronic platforms, integrated existing external applications into the system, and as well as full migration into external application. In example, complaints of students receiving more emails from the university. Some of these emails contain important messages, while others are irrelevant messages and to instructor. These emails are irrelevant to them because those messages are students focused. This loss of email has added to the stress of students and faculty, and this may result in mental health and problems.
Not only has it challenges, online learning on its own has advantages such as flexibility, interactivity, self-pacing, and opportunities. The current increase in its adoption by universities is born of their desire to direct their action toward alignment with both local and global practices and policies to overcome the spread of COVID-19 pandemic and maintenance of academic calendar. So in this research, we are going to discuss about the opportunities of online learning. There are some of opportunities like research innovation, technological innovation, and socio-economic intervention. Let's check.
The first opportunity during online learning is research innovation. As researchers spring into action on finding short-term and long-term solutions to the threat posed on humanity by the virus, there is a need for instructional technologies, most especially researchers in distance education, to also take advantage of the student increase in participants of online learning as opportunities for research advancement in order to provide novel innovation to meet latest challenges of online learning. So, the next opportunities is technological innovation. Universities and other research centers across the globe are saddled with responsibilities of providing research avenues for researchers' collaboration in order to produce positive results as early as possible for the prevention and control of the pandemic. As a result of these responsibilities and within a short-term frame, some universities in North Cyprus have produced several scientific innovations to assist frontlines, in example health workers, in the battle to eradicate the pandemic and to the general public in order to stop the rapid spread of the virus. And the last opportunities is socio-economic intervention. University communities in North Cyprus have called on alumni, public and private organizations, and other relevant bodies in providing socio-economic support to the students. The socio-economic supports included food items, stoppage of increment is tuition debt policy on students, psychological and medical assistance to students and residents. Joseph, also in the spirit of reducing the financial burden of internet data subscription on university students in order to access their online learning platforms during this COVID-19 pandemic, Vodacom has launched special bundles and also increased their zero rate offer to all public citizens of learning in South Africa for students and faculty of those institutions to have internet access.
Next, in the last agenda, I'm going to read the conclusion in this research. Online learning elements are technology-driven and dependent on internet facilities. Educational institutions can collaborate with telecommunication industries to either subsidize the cost of internet subscription or provide the free browsing data to the student and the instructor as part of their corporate social responsibilities. For educators, research action need to be also geared toward the development of a uniform online learning model that will be applicable to all disciplines to solve the problem of compatibility. The global acceptance and experience of contemporary online learning, an example emergency remote teaching, as some may call it, will definitely lead to the situation where students and faculty will get used to application of technological device and tool for teaching and learning. And this usage will, no doubt, go beyond school into the place of work. Han and Alice suggested the need for faculty to assist students in recognizing the values of learning via blended discussion and also allocated on the integration of online learning discussion and traditional face-to-face learning. Additionally, implementation of technical situation to the test and measurement in remote emergency teaching need to consider test item analysis and field trial as opined by Osterlin. Human and pest intrusion can also be either reduced to the nearest minimum or totally eradicated through setting up a separate online learning studio or library where those intrusions will be registered. Despite the student migration of instructional delivery to online platform by universities and other citadel of learning during the pandemic provided challenges experienced by faculty and students are well explored and transformed to opportunities. It is evident that online learning will be sustained and educational will become more habit. Maybe that's all about my presentation about the journal entitled COVID-19 Pandemic and Online Learning, the Challenges and Opportunities. I hope you have learned something new from it and enjoy it. Thank you. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.